بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome dear students. This is Miss Layla Al-Jihani. Inshallah today we will continue unit 4 lesson 9 the reading. Okay? If we want to remember what we covered in the previous lesson. Previous lesson we listened to a conversation between two ladies they met in the supermarket. We saw their choices, Maha and Mrs. Hassan. They had different choices, healthy and unhealthy type of food, and we answered some questions and asked questions related to the conversation they have, okay? They had between them. Inshallah today by the end of the lesson you will have the text in front of you. So you will scan the text, the reading text, you will hear it, you will read it on your own, you will follow the listening, and you will answer and ask questions related to the text in front of you, okay? So I gave you a homework, page 115, okay? It's a reading. The reading is about, can you tell me when you read it, it was about what? Excellent. It's about medications, medicine. But is it pills and syrup? No. It's food. It's medicine. We call it remedies. We call it remedies. It's a type of medicine. We use it from food. Like if you have a cold, you will drink ginger and lemon with honey. So these things, it's food, but we use it to cure our bodies, okay? So let's hear the audio together. And then we will answer the questions also together.
Food is not just for food. Do you like bananas on cereal, roasted garlic, or cucumbers in salad? Believe it or not, each of these foods is also a medicine. Thousands of years ago people started using foods to cure everyday health problems. Today, people still use many of these foods as medicines. Each culture has its own favorite food remedies. Here is a short list of illnesses and some of the foods people use to cure them.
And so this is just to introduce, and this is just to tell us that food is used as medicine, and every culture, they have a different way in curing their bodies using food, okay? Let's hear the other audio. It's about headaches, if you have a headache.
Headaches. Peel several very ripe bananas. Wrap the peels in 2 different pieces of cloth. Place one over the back of your neck and the other on your forehead. Peel a large lemon. Rub the skin of the lemons on your forehead. Then put the pieces in a cloth and place it on your forehead. The pain will stop.
They use banana peel and lemon to cure headache. Have you ever tried to cure headache with food? Do we use this in our culture? Think about Saudi Arabia. Do we use this banana peel? I don't think this is the first time I hear about this home remedy. Will you think, if you have a headache, will you give it a try? Will you try to use banana peels and lemon to cure your headache? What do you usually do when you have a headache? Drink coffee or drink tea. It's a good way. Maybe you didn't drink. Then if you have a headache, if you drink it, you will feel much better. Let's hear what do they have if they are tired and they have red eye. Let's hear the audio together.
Tired, red eyes. Peel and slice up a very ripe apple. Let the fruit get brown. Place the pieces on your closed eyes. Leave them on for at least half an hour. Place thin slices of cucumber over your closed eyes and lie quietly for a few minutes. A cold. Put 2 cloves of crushed garlic in a bowl of boiling water. Add 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Cover your head in the bowl with a towel. Breathe in the warm vapors. Soak a piece of brown paper in vinegar. Shake pepper on one side. Place the peppered side of the paper on your chest. Leave it there all night, if possible.
Okay, what do you think about these? Do you use it if you have a red eye? Do you use cucumbers? Or do you use, I think they mentioned something about an apple. Do you use an apple to feel better? What do you use? Tell me, what do you use if you have tired eyes? Tea bags, excellent, or cold pads with cold water. So if you soak it with cold water and put it, you will feel much better. This is the difference, because they have a different culture. The Americans and the Western society, they have a different culture than ours. We have different remedies based on where you are from, okay? And if you have a cold, usually when we have cold, do we use the same? Do we use garlic? Yes, I think we do use garlic. A lot of people, they do use garlic. It's very healthy for our bodies. Also, we use lemon, we use honey to cure the cold if we're feeling sick. The last part, let's hear it together.
Have you ever heard of any of those remedies? Most people in the medical profession say that there is little research to prove any positive results from these old food remedies.
So here they say, the researchers, they don't believe on these home remedies. Do you believe in it? Do you think it works? Not only in general, if you think about food, do you think the choices of food affect your body or not? Okay? So let's hear the questions. Complete the sentences, use information in the reading. So we will continue, we will complete this exercise based on the reading, okay? I'm sure you did it, so let's see the answers together, okay? People eat food. Some people use food as medicines. This is how we finish the sentence. To take away a headache, you can use ripe bananas. Some people use ripe apples to make their eyes feel better. Cucumber slices can help your eyes. Some people say garlic and vinegar will make a cold go away. This is like a summary of the whole reading, okay? Now for our reading, if you open your books, page 44 and 45, okay, we have different pictures. In the first picture, 44, we have pictures of what? We have 3 types of fruit. Can you tell me what are the things you can, or vegetables? Can you tell me what are the things you can see in front of you? A tomato, avocado, and chocolate or cocoa. Fruit, okay, it's a type of fruit. So we have these 3 pictures. And on the other page, if you look at the other page, page 45, what can you see? What can you see? 3 different recipes. They tell you how to make these recipes. The first one we have pasta, and the other one we have brownies, and the last one we have guacamole, okay? So these 3 recipes, we use these fruits to make these recipes. So these are fruits we use when we make the 3 recipes on the other page, okay? So what do you know about foods on these pages? This is the question before reading. Have you ever tried to make brownies? What do you know about, did you know that chocolate is actually it's a type of, we take it from plant. It's not like the ones we get it from the supermarket. Okay, so is this a new information, or you already know that before? What about tomatoes? What do you know about tomatoes? Do you have any information about tomatoes? What about avocado? Tell me the information you know about these. What about the recipes? Have you ever made brownies? Have you ever eaten guacamole? Have you ever tried to cook pasta with a tomato sauce? So talk to your friends, ask your friends these questions, and listen to their answers before we start the reading together, okay? So read about foods from the Americans, then try out the recipe. So he wants you to read everything, okay? And then he wants you to try the recipes if you haven't made it already. So he wants you to try to make it, because they have the ingredients and the way to make it. So everything is there in front of you. When we finish the class, go home and try to make it for your family, and tell me next class which one you preferred, okay? Let's see. So we have these questions. These questions, we should answer it after reading, okay? So while you are listening, look at the questions and try to answer it while you are listening and reading. So we have the first one, the Spanish introduced tomatoes to Europe. Is this information true or false? He wants you to write true or false. So if you hear Spanish tomatoes, so we will find it in that specific paragraph. So read the questions. Tomatoes are not grown in the Middle East. Is this true or false? When we are reading, we will try to answer these questions together, okay? Pay attention to it. Okay, we will start with the first paragraph, which is about tomatoes. Let's hear the audio together.
Tomatoes. Tomatoes are native to Mexico and Central America, and the Aztecs grew them back in the 8th century. In the 16th century, Spanish explorers introduced tomatoes to Spain, and the tomatoes' popularity spread quickly through Europe. The French, Germans, and Italians absolutely loved them. But the British thought they were poisonous at first. In the 19th century, a British diplomat introduced tomatoes to the Middle East, and now Egypt is among the world's top tomato producers.
Okay, here we have a paragraph about tomatoes. Did you notice the words on blue, highlighted on blue? We have natives. Tomatoes are native to Mexico. What does this word mean? When you read the whole sentence, what did you understand from it? Okay, also we have poisonous. What does it mean? But the British thought they were poisonous. Did they mean it's good for you or bad for you? So they think it's poison. It's like poison. It's not good for their health. Look at these words and we will discuss the meaning of these words at the end, okay? So here we have native. What does it mean? Produced or raised in a particular place. For example, my native language is Arabic. So the native language is Arabic. That means I was born and raised talking and speaking Arabic, okay? So here we have another example. The Lima is native to South America. So this is native to South America. You can say Muhammad is native to Saudi Arabia. So this means his origin is from Saudi Arabia. Dates, if we're talking about fruits and vegetables, dates is native to Saudi Arabia because we grow and raise dates in our country, okay? The other word, poisonous, okay? It's destructive, it's not good, it's harmful, venomous. These are synonyms for poison, okay? Poisonous. Example, that snake is poisonous. That means the venom, if you get bitten by a snake, we have the poison in our body. It's poisonous, okay? What does the word mean? Okay, here we have on page 45, we have the recipe related to tomatoes. So we finished the paragraph about tomatoes. We will move on to the recipe related to it on page 45. We have pasta with tomato sauce. Here they have the ingredients and the directions to make it, okay? So the ingredients and this is the directions. In the ingredients, they tell you, listed the things you need to make the pasta. 5 cloves of garlic, 3 cups chopped tomatoes, 5 tablespoons olive oil, salt and pepper to taste, fresh basil to taste, 1 package pasta. This is the things you need to make this dish. For directions, for the pasta, cook separately according to package directions. Sauce, first chop the garlic into tiny pieces, then put the tomatoes, olive oil and garlic in a saucepan with salt and pepper and cook on moderate to low heat for 20 minutes. After the sauce is thick, remove the pan from the heat, tear fresh basil into pieces and add it to the sauce. Pour the sauce over the pasta. Very easy to make. Think about making this for your family over dinner today. Very easy to make and simple ingredients. Let's see let's go back to page 44. We have the paragraph related to avocado, okay? So let's hear, and please focus on the words on blue, okay? Because we will see the meaning and try to guess the meaning while you are reading and listening to the paragraph, okay? Let's hear the audio together.
Avocado. The Aztecs also cultivated the avocado. They called it a huactl. The avocado is an oily fruit, rich in vitamins A, B, and C. The fruit does not get ripe on the tree. People need to pick it from the tree before it develops its flavor in full maturity. Sailors used to call avocado seaman's butter, because the fruit lasts for a long time, and it was good for sea voyages.
So we heard a paragraph related to avocado. You heard ripe. When they say it's ripe, that means it's well. It's well, يعني it's not hard. It's even if you think about not avocado, think about the bananas. When you look at the banana and the edges are green, do you think it's ripe? No. When the bananas start to have dark spots, a bit of brown things, this is when we call it ripe, okay? And here they are talking about avocado. They say this fruit lasts for a long time. It means, what does it mean? It means when you buy it and when you have it in your house, it will last longer. The duration of its, it will last a long time before it gets spoiled and you have to throw it away, okay? So the meaning of ripe, it's mean mature, well done. For example, a green tomato is not usually ripe. If you're looking at the green tomato, it's not ripe. It's not good for eating yet, okay? Last, stays alive, endures, okay? This is what this word means. Example, the avocado lasts for a long time. It does not go bad quickly, okay? This is examples related to the way we use these words, last and ripe, okay? If you look at page 45, look at page 45. Which recipe you think it's related to avocado? Excellent, the guacamole. The guacamole is a recipe. We use avocado to make it, okay? Let's read the ingredients together. Also here we have the ingredients and the direction, and think about the things you have in your house and the ingredients. If you have it, try to make it tonight. 2 ripe avocados, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 1 small onion chopped, ½ teaspoon salt, hot sauce, Tabasco or chili to taste. This is just a flavor. It means it's optional. You don't have to add it. The direction: before you cut the avocados, make sure that they are ripe. Mash them in a bowl with lemon juice. After that, add onion and the salt. Finally, add the hot sauce to taste and mix the ingredient well. Serve the guacamole with tortilla chips or any kind of chips to dip it and eat. Okay, this is basically how to make guacamole. So the last part we have on page 44 is chocolate, okay? Let's hear the audio together and let's listen to the information they have about chocolate, okay? Let's hear it together.
Chocolate in the Aztec language was the treasure drink of the Aztecs. When the Spaniard Hernán Cortés arrived in Mexico in 1519, the Aztecs gave him chocolate as part of a royal welcome. It is said that the Aztec emperor, Moctezuma, used to drink 50 cups of chocolate a day out of a gold cup. The Spanish introduced chocolate to Europe. However, it was only in the 19th century that Henri Nestlé, in Switzerland, created the first bar of chocolate. Nowadays, very few people can resist the sweet food, once only for kings.
This is just an information about chocolate, and when what is introduced to the public, everyone can eat it. Before, it was only specifically for given to and served to royalty. Let's see the recipe on page 45, which is related to related to chocolate, okay? Let's hear, sorry. Before we go to the recipe, we have nowadays here. Nowadays, what does it mean? At the present time. We're talking about nowadays, now. Most people use computers nowadays. We're talking about present time. As we said, the recipe related to chocolate is brownies, okay? How to make brownies. This is a really good recipe to make. Everyone will have fun making it and eating it. Try to make it today. We have 3/4 cup margarine. It's a type of butter, okay? 1.5 cups sugar, 1.5 teaspoons vanilla, 3 eggs, 3/4 cup flour, 1/2 cup dark cocoa powder, chocolate. The cocoa is powdered chocolate. 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt. Easy ingredients. If you didn't have time, you have to go to the supermarket, have the experience, and we talked about supermarket a lot in our unit. Let's see the directions and how to make brownies. Mix the margarine, sugar, and vanilla in a bowl. Add the eggs and mix well. After that, add the flour, cocoa, baking powder, and salt. Put the mixture into baking pan and bake it in a hot oven at 180 degrees centigrade or 350 Fahrenheit for 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, this is basically how to make brownies. Okay, so we saw these questions and I told you to listen to the conversations, okay, to listen to the reading, okay, and try to answer these questions based on the reading, okay? So inshallah, you had time to do it while you are listening to the audio, while you read it. If you haven't done these questions yet, pause the video and try to scan the information. Here, it's about tomatoes, and here it's about tomatoes. So these questions, you can find it in the first paragraph about tomatoes. Look at it, look at the reading again, and try to answer it. Let's see the answers together. So the first one is, the statement is true, and the other, number 2, the statement is false, 3 false, 4 false, and 5 false statement. And the last one, 6, the statement is true. So the only true statements are 1 and 6, and the others are false statements, okay? Now work with a partner. Choose one of the dishes and describe how to make it. So this is basically a speaking exercise. You have to speak. So we had these recipes on page 45, okay? You have it in front of you, and you heard me read about these recipes. Choose one of these and try to recall and remember how to make these recipes. Tell your friends how to make a recipe. If you can't really remember and you have another recipe you want to talk about, it's okay. You can tell your friends about your favorite recipe and how do you make this recipe, okay? So for your homework, please do your workbook page 116. If we want to remember what we have covered in this lesson, we had the reading, we had information about types of vegetables and fruits, and we had some recipes, and we discussed and talked about these recipes. We answered questions related to the reading. Thank you for listening. That's it for today. Inshallah, I will see you next class.